was. Sound good. I was there. I was helping.
I saw that. Dancing and everything.
It's more wonderful. Don't mention that name here. Now, is this it now, lads? Is this it? Now, definitely. Now,
no. This is it, right? This is it.
Now, this is it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Finish.
I
mean, I know for a positive fact that Joe Locke did 423 final farewell performances.
Well,
now, are we going to have this again?
Never say never. Never say never.
We're going to start a trio with Joe Locke called Lock, Stock and Barrel.
Well done. I like it.
Thank you.
This lineup reminds me of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, indeed. Philadelphia. There we were in Philadelphia. Well, why are you breaking up? Come on now. Explanations.
It's over a woman, actually.
God.
No, not really. An end has come to a chapter. That's really what it is. And we have to start a new one.
You're tired?
Well, you get traveling a lot and things start to bog down a little. And when they do, both of us are smart enough to know there's all kinds of fresh things that you have to be about. And we have done a lot of this, but we're certainly not finished singing because we'll both be about performing and singing. So
yes, but
you should know as well as anybody. My God, I listen to you every morning, every night. Things do suffer from repetition. Now, you can say different things every day. We have to sing the same songs.
Oh, I see. I thought you were trying to tell me something there for a moment. I was getting slightly edgy there for a moment. I thought I didn't know. But you split up before and then you reformed. How did that come about?
No, there were four of us before.
Yeah, and then but you.
There was an American comedian called Jackie Leonard. Do you know who Big Jack Leonard is?
Yes, I do.
We were performing in the Blue Angel with him one night, and he got mad at us one night. He came in, and then the next night he came back. He wasn't mad at us. He said he came in and told us his wife was from Cork. So he wasn't mad at us anymore, and he said he went out to announce it. Ladies and gentlemen, this used to be a single Irish singer, and then they walked through their harp, and now they're a quartet.
Yeah, like as
we did break apart.
We
did break apart in 1969 when Tommy left the group, and then he and I were doing separate television shows in Canada, and I came over to guest on his spot, and he came over to guest out in Calgary on mine. And one of the shows, I'm not going to tell you which one, won a Canadian Emmy. But we were both on it, and we got a contract for 26 weeks. And by that time, we had, 26 half hours, so that's 13 hours under our belt of material. So we recorded an album with the help of a Scotsman named Archie Fisher, who gave us a song which I sang right here somewhere in this studio, called The Band Played Waltzing Matilda.
I remember.
Became a big hit, and it started us all over again.
All over again, was that
But we had been performing now, but this sort of gave us a kick in the arse and sent us on our way.
Can't say that on this program.
You can't say that on this program.
You can't.
You can't.
And so I didn't mean to say give us a kick in the arse.
So tell me some of the highlights of the years together then. What about the Tip O'Neill farewell? Somebody told me that you had a good night that night.
Yes. Well, we were in certainly interesting company.
Yeah.
It was Ronald Reagan.
We've heard.
Well, you can make what you like of him. Gerald Ford. There's two presidents. Kennedy, not JFK, but Teddy. The entertainment consisted of Bob Hope and ourselves.
Just that?
And Gareth Fitzgerald.
And Garrett gave a bloody good speech that night. It was...
He did. He was using Bob Hope's writer.
It was short and poignant and to the point and very witty, very upbeat.
Gareth was.
It was all his accomplishments.
Yes, yeah. And
the rest on the list was the great victories of the Italian army.
Yes.
Who's who in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, lengthy speeches we have heard. Yes. And what about yourselves and Bob then? Did Reagan speak at that?
Reagan was very funny. He was funnier than Bob Hope. He really was funnier than Bob Hope.
And he was awake.
Like for real?
He was awake.
Because he can afford... No, seriously, he can afford better writers than Bob Hope.
I don't know about that.
He was able to deliver his lines.
Yeah.
I tell you.
I see.
It fell apart straight after the camera came off.
But we didn't want to sing until they were all finished with their talking and the speeches and everything. But it was a wonderful thing to be invited to. There he was, Tip O'Neill, 50 years he is in public life, and we had the honour of being invited to perform.
He's no mean storyteller himself.
No, he's not.
No, he's a good
Good man.
Good guy, good guy. All right then, so this is it then. This is it.
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
It's not because you hate each other or anything like that, is it? No.
No, we come out with whiplashes at 6 o'clock in the morning in Cork.
Did you ever see a movie called The Sunshine Boys?
Yes.
Now, the odd couple.
Whereas things go on, you know, year after year. Little things like, I told you not to say that line again!
Yes.
Well, it never came to quite that, but it was getting close.
Well, now, I tell you what, I want to say to you both that I hope, in spite of this being the last and all of that in Cork next week, I hope that you do meet in the corridor sometime in 2 or 3 years' time and decide, what the hell are we doing here? We'll come back together again. That would be nice. I absolutely hope so. Who knows? I really do share the regard that most people have for you, both personally and professionally. And I will always remember, there's only a handful of people, ladies and gentlemen, in the 26 years of The Late Show, only a handful of people who have brought this show to a stop with a song, a real, precious, precious moment. And that moment was one of them when you did Waltz and Matilda. I remember that was an outstanding moment, really a very precious moment. So good luck to you both.
By the way,
sing us another song.
You're talking of highlights, and I just want to mention this as an interesting aside. It wasn't the Tip O'Neill things, or it wasn't appearing at the Royal Albert Hall or Carnegie Hall. It was walking down opposite the Gaiety one day when an old man was passing me by. He never looked at me. He grabbed my arm just as we passed, and he said, "Thanks for the years of pleasure."
Well done.
Thanks
Can't knock
for
that.
the memory.
Oh, shut up, you cynical old thing, for heaven's sake. I can see why you want to get away from it. I can see why you want. Now, you're going to sing us a song. 2 fellas here are joining us. Who are these fellas now? What?
Martin Murray from Waterford.
Yes.
And Paul Grant, who is also from... Actually, Martin's from my hometown, Carrick-on-Shore.
There you are. All the best
But,
people come from Carrick-on-Shore.
Yes, they certainly do.
Great bicycle
Cyclists.
riders. Great bicycle riders in Carrick-on-Shore.
Fiddle players, singers, storytellers.
And drunks. What are you going to sing this time? Yes, what are you going to sing this time?
A wonderful little song written by a neighbour of ours in the States, a fellow called Dave Mallet. And he wrote a song about fiddle players up in Prince Edward Island on the east coast of Canada. They're as mad about fiddling up there as they are here. As a matter of fact, when there's a show on up there, if there's a fiddle player in the band, they hire 6 extra police. I think Mr. Stocker should look into it. Anyway, the fiddle playing gets them roused up so much that they really do have to have extra police on there. And he wrote a song about a sailor who was he was left by his ship that went off. He probably got drunk somewhere, and he was sitting having a cup of coffee, and a girl in the coffee shop invited him to a party, a house party, and the fiddlers were playing, and he had such a wonderful time, and she was such a beautiful girl that he never forgot the tune they were playing on the fiddles at that time. It stayed in his memory, and he could hear it in the wind as it whistled through the town of a December night. And the tune they were playing was called St. Anne's Reel, and this is called The Ballad of St. Anne's Reel.
Makem Clancy, folks!